winning through teaching life lessons and winning through teaching values. A little bit different than the X's and O's that we hear about today. Philosophy is what you want your kids to walk away with. You're going to spend more time with these kids than any teacher in the school. You're going to spend more time with these kids than their own parents. So you better think about what you want them to learn, what lessons you want them to learn.
When I start looking at or developed my coaching philosophy, the first thing I ask is, what is my purpose? Why am I coaching? And not only why am I coaching, but what am I trying to accomplish? What am I trying to accomplish with this program? And unless you answer those questions, you won't have a foundation to build everything else off of. So when we sit down and I talk with my assistant coaches, we start with a purpose statement. And for Messiah College, it's a fairly straightforward statement of we want to develop men of character who glorify God both on and off the field. It's a simple statement, but everything is built off of that. And having a purpose statement also gives you an idea of how you define success. How are you going to define whether or not your program is successful? And purpose is different than goals. We can sit here and talk about we want to win conference championships and we want to win 10 games in a year and we want to make the NCAA playoffs and eventually win a national title. Like, those are goals. Those are things external to us. But our purpose is part of who we are.
And our ultimate core value is to help develop these kids to become better human beings. It's not about wins and losses. It's about impacting these kids' lives both on and off the field. And we have a list of about 9 to 10 core values, and I use that as my filter, from discipline to how I run a practice to how we treat our kids. We want to impact them so that when they go off to the next level, that they're ready physically, they're ready mentally, and they're ready spiritually. And the word for us, and it's ironic that the word for me this year has been foundations. I've been huge about foundations from a lacrosse perspective, teaching the fundamentals, because when the storms hit and you have a good foundation, you can weather the stresses of a tight game. And the same thing when it comes to life. If you don't instill in these kids the foundations of life, from just building their house on the rock instead of on sand, when the storms come in their lives and the struggles come and the adversity and the discipline that you have to do as a coach comes, they'll crumble. And we want these kids to have a foundation that they can move forward and be better parents, better people, and have that foundation that they can instill the rest of their lives.